Good evening, or actually good afternoon, ladies and gentlemen. This is Kino with STEMwithKino.com. Uh, this is actually the SIFT Weekly. I know it's saying it's labeled Afoqt, but I already pulled the trigger on this, and so this is where we are, folks. Alright, so what am I doing? I'm doing this. Alright, so the actual Facebook Live will actually be the SIFT Weekly 2020. Alright, let's see, we did get off to a little late start. I had a client I was working with, and it ran into overtime a little bit, but we are here. Give me a moment. Let's get the Facebook people up. Get them going. 2, 1, and action. Good afternoon, my Facebook people. Alright, hope everybody's okay. Hope everybody is staying sharp, practicing. And okay. Alright, folks, give me 1 second. Let me put some stuff together here. Hit 1 if you can hear me in the room. I think, yeah, Christopher already hit 1. He's ahead of the game. Thank you, thank you, thank you. If you're on YouTube, please hit 1. Now, I know that, like I said, this is the... Give me a second. Bang. Bang. Now... Who's in the room? Alright. So anybody that comes in a room. Okay. So, all right. So we're going to talk about an event that happened on May 15th, the 15th of May, 1967, in Army helicopter aviation. I'm about to post, hold on before I speak. There's a gentleman that is going to be posted on the Facebook page, and I'm dropping it now. Okay, let's talk about this guy. Okay, on May 15th, 1967, then he was Major Charles S. Kettles, performed actions that eventually led to his being awarded the Medal of Honor on 18 June 2016. On that day, all right, On that day, Major Kettles led a flight of 6 UH-1 Delta Hueys on a mission to extract 44 soldiers from an ambush in the Songtra-Kau River. Songtra-Kau River. The river valley. Okay. The flight reached the LZ and picked up soldiers under very heavy enemy fire. While returning to base, Major Kettles received word that 8 soldiers remained in the LZ. They were pinned down by enemy fire and had been unable to reach helicopters along with the other soldiers. Passing off flight lead to another aircraft, he returned to the LZ to pick up the pinned down troops, lacking any fire support and becoming the sole target for all enemy weapons in the area. Major Kettles successfully picked up the 8 who remained despite severe damage to his Huey from mortar and small arms fire. Major Kettles flew his passengers and crew to safety. And there's a body armor plate that you could see a bullet actually penetrated it. I'll put that body armor plate there, but you can actually see Major Kettles. And I'm going to put this artifact in here. Let's see here. It's kind of big, but you guys can blow it up and look at it. So we are honoring Major Kettles today. So what you'll see Major Kettles in front of his helo or helicopter, and you can see the body armor plate. This body armor plate belonged to Specialist 4th Class Skek, who flew on this mission and was seriously wounded. His name appears on the upper left torso photo of the plate, along with the date and mission, 15 May 1967. Just below the impact point. Major Kettles wrote his name on it. At the upper right, soldiers who were rescued, that they wrote their names on it. And also to be seen are many messages to Skek from members of his unit. All this alone will make it a remarkable, significant artifact. However, there is one more name that is on this armor plate. It makes it truly special. Just to the lower left of the impact point, one will see written in black letters, Captain Adams. This man, who also flew on the mission that day, would almost exactly 4 years later write another page in the Book of Heroes. For you see now, Major William E. Adams was awarded the Medal of Honor posthumously for his actions on the 25th of May 1971. While on a mission in the Kontum province. 50 years ago, 2 Medal of Honor Army aviators and many other brave soldiers besides wrote their names on his armor plate. Simply amazing. How fortunate we are that it has survived and that it has found its way into the museum's safekeeping. So this is in the Army, Army Aviation Museum in Fort Rucker. So you guys going to Fort Rucker, make sure you go check that out. That live armor, that armor plating. Okay. Aeronautical. That was historical aeronautical. I want to talk about record hand prop. Okay, I want to talk about torque. Our main rotors produce torque. Okay, so just the fact that we have a rotary wing, because that's what we're doing, folks. Rotary wing, just because we have a main rotor rotating, Here's our helicopter as we see it from above, and that is the rotor disc, and it is rotating in that direction. Let's get a darker marker. All right. So the rotation is in that direction, but the torque is going to be the reactive force going in that direction. So although the rotor is spinning counterclockwise, your nose is going to turn clockwise. Okay, so torque is our definition. It's a reactive force, and it's based on Sir Isaac Newton's third law of motion, which we call the action and reaction. A rotor, I'm kind of filling in stuff, okay? So a rotor rotating counterclockwise direction, as seen here, produces a force which tends to yaw the helicopter clockwise. All right. So there's some other things you should be familiar with, okay? So torque is one. The other one is gyroscopic precession. All right, gyroscopic precession is a result of a deflective force applied to a rotating body. So this is the rotating body. All right, so the resultant action occurs later in the direction of rotation. So if I tilt the nose forward, this is where the force is applied. And then 90 degrees later in the direction of rotation is where the resultant force is going to be. All right. So you have to be aware of that when you are tilting or applying force to your rotor disc. 90 heads. Now this is just a reaction. This is the plane of rotation. All right. So rotation, torque, and the anti-torque pedals. Let's come back to that. So P factor, that's another thing. How do we counteract this right turning or this yawing left tendency by left anti-torque pedal? When we pull a collective, the main rotor is going to speed up faster. The nose is going to want to go right, and you will press the left anti-torque pedal. So here's the pilot's left and right anti-torque pedal, and this is the guy you want to just tap. Don't go nuts. Your flight instructors will show you the correct amount of pressure to put on that pedal. Okay, pre-flight inspections. Okay, somebody's really playing their music really loud, but there's really nothing I can do about that. And all right. Wrong page. There we go. All right, so I'm posting a question that could possibly wind up on the SIFT. I am dropping it right this window right now. Okay, little crowd participation. When you see the question drop, I'd like you guys to just feel free to enter comments on the page answering that question. Let's see if I can. And my YouTubers, I think we're good. I think I will be able to display it. It might look a little weird, but hey. And congratulations to Mr. Jensen. I definitely would like to have a. Hold on. Cut. Bang. Paste. Okay, so you can see the question and the options, and I'm just gonna see if this can, see if I can't drown out that music outside. I'll just raise my voice a little bit. Everybody in the rooms, hit 1 if you can still hear me okay. But that should drown out that music. Okay, very good. Okay, now feel free to jump in and answer the questions, guys. You should see it on Facebook as well as YouTube, guys. I'll wait a moment. See if we get some responses to this question. And the question is as follows. The pilot in command, I'm sorry. During pre-flight inspection, who is responsible for determining the aircraft is safe for flight? Okay, someone came with Alpha. A is the pilot in command. B is the owner-operator. C is the certified mechanic who performed the annual inspection. Wow, that's a long shot. This guy could be, I don't know, miles away. Because often we fly the aircraft to the inspection station. When it's ready, we fly it out. So this guy could be like an hour flight away. Yeah. C is way out of line. All right. Okay, nobody responded on Facebook. All right, go YouTube. Okay, so a thorough pre-flight inspection should be performed on an aircraft to ensure that the aircraft is prepared for safe flight, and should be thorough and systematic. And it should be a thorough and systematic means by which the pilot determines the airplane is ready, or aircraft, I should say. Prior to every flight, a pilot should at least perform a walk-around inspection of the aircraft. After the aircraft has been stored for an extended period of time, a special check should be made during pre-flight for damage or obstructions caused by animals, birds, or insects. Use of a written checklist for pre-flight inspection and starting the engine is recommended to ensure all necessary items are checked in a logical sequence. I kind of said that wrong. The use of a written checklist for pre-flight inspection and starting the engine is recommended to ensure that all necessary items are checked in a logical sequence. All right. So, as far as the Federal Aviation Administration regulation, it places the primary responsibility on the owner-operator for maintaining the aircraft, and the pilot in command is responsible for determining whether that aircraft is in condition for safe flight. So as far as, like, your 100-hour inspections, your annual inspections, whatever inspections are done, all right, the owner-operator would be maintaining that. But the pilot has to make sure that, things are, up to date as far as your airworthiness and things of that nature, registration, operating limitations, weight and balance data limitations. All right, so that was cool. Let's see. Oh, wow, okay. Now, there's figure 10 we need to refer to. So, okay, this is going to get a little dicey, but we'll get through it. And this relates to gyroscopic precession, so this is cool. All right, guys, here we go. Here goes nothing. All right, so, there we go. Number 10. All right. See if I cannot. All right, this is figure 7, 8, 9, 10. All right, very good. Okay. Now this is actually a picture of a, I think you call it we'll just call it a rotary wing aircraft. Can't go wrong with that, now can we? All right, there's a lot to kind of push here, but we're going to get through it because it is SIF related. Okay, so what we have here is it's a gyroplane, but here is the image coming up, guys, in Facebook land. and I'm going to post the question on both channels. Where are you? For my people in Facebook land, okay, that is figure 10 that this question is referring to. And okay, the post is dropping. All right, very good. And as far as my YouTubers, the question is coming. Now, you have to all right, YouTubers, here you go. Okay, I'm going to try to draw this as accurately as possible, but the people on Facebook actually see the image. So what we have here is we can rotate that, can't we? 2, 3. That would be. Okay, so what we have is we have a gyroplane, all right, and we have the rotor, and we have position A, Bravo, Charlie, and Delta. So this rotor is spinning counterclockwise as it would on a rotary wing aircraft, right? So the question is as follows, all right? And somebody jumped in with Bravo already. Okay. During flight, if a cyclic control pressure is applied, which results in a maximum increase in pitch angle of the rotor at blade position blank. Let me make sure I'm reading this right. During flight, if a cyclic control pressure is applied, which results in a maximum increase in pitch angle of the rotor blade at position A. So the cyclic control, we're gonna move it to the left. So we're going to, according to this, if the cyclic control pressure is applied, which results in a maximum increase in pitch, that this will tilt make sure this is right. Forward. It will tilt forward. So if the pitch angle, if the pressure is applied here, all right, the increase in pitch is here, all right. Gyroscopic precession is the resultant action of the spinning object when forces applied to the object. The action actually occurs approximately 90 degrees later in the direction of rotation. Thus, if the maximum increased angle of attack occurs at point A, the maximum deflection takes place 90 degrees later. All right, so forward is the answer. All right, so when you're referring to the diagram, figure 10, this is the position A. All right, so if cyclic control pressure is applied, which results in a maximum increase in pitch angle at position A, the rotor disc is going to tilt forward. All right, so just to be clear, trying to see how much of this we can get. Copy for you guys. paste. And I'm dropping this stuff for you guys to read. And if that makes sense to you guys, hit 1, guys, in the chats. If this makes sense to you guys. That's good. We gotta... Okay. The next item we're going to talk about is coning. Coning. All right. And let's see here. I don't really give a, which is kind of weird. You think they would have like a little bit of a dialogue on this, but I already know what it is, so no big deal. All right. YouTubers dropping now. Boom. Facebookers. Okay, next question. The upward bending of the rotor blades resulting from the combined forces of lift and centrifugal force are known as what? I'm gonna let you guys jump in and answer that. Definite SIF test question. Definite. And I'm going to drop some more pictures on Facebook. You can see a parked helicopter as opposed to a helicopter on takeoff. Parked helicopter. Okay. Parked helicopter. Right.
Park helicopter around Philadelphia, sure.
ED. You can see as the helicopter's parked, you can see like the blades are actually drooped downward a little bit because they are not working. They are not supporting the weight of the aircraft at all. And so they droop down a little bit. They're kind of like we ain't working. We're being lazy right now. As opposed to a helicopter that is supporting the weight of the aircraft, the rotor blades will kind of flex upward. This is a little bit, so they're drooped down, and then when they start to generate lift, then they kind of flex upward like that. That is coning. That is a parked aircraft, and my fingertips are the tips of the rotor blades. So, when they're just hanging out, as you can see in the picture on Facebook, when they start to generate lift, up, and they flex upward slightly. This is due to lift and centrifugal force. Centrifugal force. Okay, and coning is the reason this happens, or this is the situation that's going on. The rotor blades are coning. Right, that's a good question. Right. See if we can find some more. All right. YouTubers, here comes the question, dropping. Paste. Oh, really? Yeah, you would. Right. Boom. Paste. Boom. Copy. All right, my Facebookers, coming to you right now. The whole thing. There's really no photo needed. There's no figure. Woo! That is cold. Jesus. Okay, so, and it looks like they calmed down with the music, so that's good. All right. So, for internal cooling, reciprocating aircraft engines are especially dependent on A, a properly functioning thermostat, B, air flowing over the exhaust manifold, or C, the circulation of lubricating oil. Facebook, where are you guys at? Okay, ours and Pudgy come in with Charlie. Very good. Facebook, where y'all at? Where y'all at? Okay, so oil used primarily to lubricate moving parts of the engine also cools the internal parts of an engine as it circulates. So the oil, it actually kind of picks up the heat and kind of like carries it away. All right. A properly functioning thermostat, that's incorrect because most air-cooled aircraft engines do not have thermostats. And B was incorrect because although air cooling is important, internal cooling is more reliant on the circulation of oil, just like your car. You know, you have that internal. I mean, you have your radiators that kind of radiate, throw off the heat, but you have oil in your systems, and that's why you have to keep your oil at a certain level so that you have enough lubricating oil in there moving around in the system to help cool the internal parts. So really, really important. All right. Let's check for questions from you guys. Yeah. Okay, that's a good one. We really don't do many of these all the time. So here we go, folks. A lot of times you will get questions concerning percentage change. And I'm going to enter in some numbers. On Facebook, and we'll do a couple of these. So these are a bunch of these you guys can mess with. Okay, and then after that, we'll address the question about pitch. I just saw that float on the screen. All right, YouTubers, everything's going to be done on the board, so don't worry about it. So percentage change. There's a formula that works for percentage increase or decrease, so it does not matter. Let's see here. Let's say, well, no, let's go to the questions. That's what we posted them for, right, guys? You know, be tripping. All right. So let's say we went from $82 and we'll say, you know what? I'm going to sell this to you for $38. All right. And you're trying to figure out what percent decrease was that. All right. It is the change divided by original equal times 100. The cool thing about this is whatever you get here, if there's a decimal place there, it's just going to be moved over twice to the right. So the change 82 minus 38. So there was something, I don't know, a game. It came in the store and it normally sells for 82. Now you're buying it for 38 and you're trying to figure out what was the percentage decrease. So the change from 82 to 38 was $44. All right. So that represents a change. The original's 82. And when we get that result, we're going to multiply that times 100. Now, long division is not going away on the test, guys. You're going to have to get used to long division. It's not going anywhere. You're just going to have to deal with it. So, and you're probably not used to dividing smaller numbers by larger numbers. 82, and I'm going to put 44.0. 0, why not 2 zeros? You can add as many as you want, but I always like to just go out a little bit for accuracy. Okay, 82 can't go into 4, and it can't go into 44, but it can go into 440, the third digit. I'm thinking 6, 5, maybe 5 times. So let's see, 82 times 5, 10, 4, 1. That worked. So 5, 4, 10. We subtract, and we have 30 remaining. After we do the subtraction, we can drop a third zero. And I'm looking at 3. 4 will be too big, so let's look at 82 times 3. We get a 6, 2, 4, 6. All right. So 3, and then when we multiply by 100, the decimal floats left 2 spaces. So this will be a 53% decrease or deduction in price. If you guys got that, press 1. Yeah. So yeah, this is like a really good game changer because a lot of people, they might be like, oh, well, what's this percent of this or what's this percent of that? This is the next monster. If we go from 82 to 38, what was the percentage decrease? All right. So, I mean, these type of problems, you're going to have to be able to snap them out like really, really quick. You're going to have to know the formulas. Now, in some exams, they say, okay, well, we'll give you the problems or the formulas or whatever. I don't recommend remember them. You're going to lose a lot of time going back and forth to what you're looking at in the test. To okay, let me look and find this formula. Blah blah blah. Not it. Not it. Not it. Not it. Clock is running down. All right. Know the formulas before you get there, because if you don't, you're gonna have a problem. All right. And they're not that hard. Get some flashcards. I was just saying what that was all about. All right. Okay. I have a question about the pitch one. What do you mean about the pitch one? Let me see, geometric. Can you use blade pitch to decrease stall speed when landing? Can you use blade pitch to decrease stall speed? Well, pitch is actually going to be a contributing factor if you're going to decrease stall speed, i.e. like lowering the collective, and so you take a lesser bite when that swash blade goes to work. You get a lesser bite of air, so you are reducing the angle of attack. But I want to make sure I'm clear. Can you use blade pitch to decrease stall speed? No, the stall speed will not decrease. The stall speed will not decrease. All right, because what is a stall? A stall occurs when we exceed the critical angle of attack, number one, or there's not enough airflow. All right. But I doubt there be airflow issues really with a rotary wing just spinning. You control that. You control the RPM of the blade for the most part. I have a question about the pitch one. Okay. Post it. I'm not really sure what you're talking about when you say I have a question about the pitch one. All right. So, all right. Let's dig in some more. All right, I'm just scrolling through questions. And I'll answer questions as you guys, drop them. All right, we talked about pre-flight inspection. We're responsible of the owner-operator and the pilot in command. It's pilot in command. You are the... Oh, this is more. Okay. Wow. Yeah, stay tuned, guys. There's going to be some really, really good questions coming up on these SIFT live streams. I was just, I got to the part of this bank that I have. I'm like, wow, okay. All right, we talked about coning. All right. All right. So I'm posting on Facebook. No, I did not want to do that. All right. So just gonna copy. This might look a little weird in Facebook land. Or no, that's not what I wanted to do. I wanted to boom. Copy. All right. No, it should be all right, YouTubers. This will probably be the last one. But I'm dropping it now. Paste. Oh, great, Facebook. I'm not playing his music, and I just got a notification. Your video is blocked because it may include some music owned by someone else. Okay. I wasn't trying to put the music in, so Facebook, you guys might be, you'll see the images, but you might be shot. The video may be shot down. Jeez Louise. All right. Gotta love the neighbors. Hey, they're venting and they're blowing off steam, But now they're giving me the option, the option to resume, and it looks like it's still rolling. So we'll see what happens. All right, but there's only 2 or 3 minutes left in the hour anyway, so no big deal. Hopefully, it didn't get locked up. Is that what they call Facebook jail? I don't know. Okay. The lift differential that exists between the advancing main rotor blade and the retreating main rotor blade is known as A. Transverse flow effect, B. Dissymmetry of lift, or C. Hunting tendency. Doesn't that just sound off the wall, guys? Hunting tendency. Yeah, the main rotor, one side of the rotor is hunting the other side of the rotor. Alpha is incorrect. It is bravo, dissymmetry. If something is unbalanced, it's not symmetrical. So dissymmetry of lift, that means that the lift is going to be uneven. And what that means is that one side of the rotor disc is producing more lift than the other side of the rotor disc. And this is what they mean by advancing and retreating blade. Because just think of this as the hub at three different positions, or the rotor disc at three different positions. Okay. This helicopter is moving at 100 knots. That means this hub is moving forward at 100 knots. But while all that's going on, you have a rotor blade that is swinging forward. All right, now the rotor disc can be, and so this is the advancing and retreating side. All right. So the left side is the advancing side, because even when this thing is moving forward, the main rotor is moving forward like that. Even though it's moving 100, so this blade moving forward is moving more than 100. So that's the advancing side. When it is at this point from 12 to 6 o'clock, it is retreating. So it's producing less lift. So more lift on the advancing side, less lift on the retreating side. More lift on the advancing side, less lift on the retreating side as it moves forward. So sometimes the blade moving forward could be moving forward in excess of like 600 knots in some cases. All right. So, yeah, 2:58, and I have an appointment right after this. I had an appointment before this, and I got to start spacing out so I can prepare properly. Because those kind of was like, it took me a little while to get into my groove. Normally it's not an issue, but today I felt it. It took me a little while to get into my groove. You know, when I have everything set up, and even, you know, this is an Afoqt Q2 video, but it's really a SIFT. So I have stuff to work on me as far as these videos and stuff. But the information was amazing. So I hope you enjoyed the information, and hopefully I didn't go to Facebook jail. But it was not my intention to copyright anybody's music, and maybe I should have typed in "I do not own this music" when I heard our neighbors blast the music. But at any rate, if you can't find it on Facebook, you can find it on YouTube. So again, guys, thanks for showing up. I'm Kino with STEMwithKino.com, and let me give a congratulatory woo-ha to Jensen. Where are you at, Jensen? Jensen passed the aviation selection test battery. Oh boy, you made it. You made it. All right, 54, 6, 6, and 6. He put the numbers up. I stopped mentioning numbers, but he put the numbers up, so that was good. He broke 50, so Kevin was competitive, and 6, which means he had meet the minimum requirements for the AQR, FOFAR, and PFAR, which is your flight officer aptitude rating and pilot and academic ratings. So guys, that's what I have. All right, take these questions seriously, dudes. For real, man. Like, notice stuff. You know. I'll see you guys later. See you next Saturday. I'm Kino with STEMwithKino.com, and thanks for visiting us at SIFT Weekly. Bye-bye. And then when I turn it off, they turn it off. Kino, but the video. That must be in front of me. Well, he's about to start the video. All right. No, it must be. It's in front of me. Oh man, I was like, That'd be funny.